Good morning, everybody. This is Miss Scripa. I'm going to do today's lesson with you guys, and I want to just review what you guys read about on Monday, and then introduce something new afterwards. So on Monday, the assignment that I sent out to you guys was a reading about photosynthesis. So the first thing that I want to do is go over kind of the important parts from that reading, and then we're going to be talking about something new, which is cellular respiration. All right, so I'm going to make these notes for you guys here. You're welcome to copy them down on a piece of paper if you want to, but you don't have to. The only thing that I'm going to collect from you guys today is just the questions after you're done with the video. So we're going to compare photosynthesis first, and I'm going to do this in a table just so we can compare cell respiration and photosynthesis side by side. So first we're going to answer what types of organisms do this, what types of organisms do photosynthesis, and that would be plants. And you might remember back from our ecology unit at the very, very beginning of the year in September, we can also call plants autotrophs. So plants or autotrophs are the only ones that are doing photosynthesis. And this was a Question 2, where in a cell does this happen? This was a question from Monday, and it kind of connects back to what we were doing the first couple weeks about cells. But inside of a cell, this happens in a place called the chloroplast. You need a few things to be able to do photosynthesis. And you guys listed 2 of them on Monday. But you need a couple of things. The first thing you need is sunlight. Plants cannot do photosynthesis if it's dark. They can only do it during the daytime when there's light. They also need water, and they need carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide is coming from the air, and the water is usually coming from the ground. Underneath the plant, where the plant uses its roots. So in order to do photosynthesis, plants need sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide from the air. That's what they start with. And once the plant has those things, it's able to do photosynthesis. And at the end, you have something different. So at the end, that water and carbon dioxide gets kind of moved around and shuffled around until it is actually oxygen, as well as glucose. And glucose is a way of saying sugar. All right, so you start with sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide, and after the plant is done, it has oxygen and glucose, which is a sugar. There's a lot of reasons why this is important. One reason is that oxygen is what we need to breathe, right? So if plants were not doing photosynthesis, we wouldn't be alive. We wouldn't be able to breathe in anything, and we would all die. So one reason why it's important is we need oxygen to breathe. The other thing is, if you think about our food webs that we talked about at the very beginning of the year, when we were drawing different animals and plants with our arrows between them, you'll remember that plants are at the very bottom of the food web. We need this sugar, this glucose as food. So we need glucose as food. And ultimately, what we're going to learn is that we need that glucose as food to make our own energy, right? I can't do photosynthesis. I have to get my energy through my food. I have to get my energy from somewhere else. All right, so hopefully that's just a review from Monday, but I think doing it out loud might help rather than just doing the long reading. Now we're going to talk about something brand new that we have not really talked about this year, and that's called cellular respiration. And we're going to see that photosynthesis and cellular respiration have a lot of things in common, as well as some important differences. So in terms of what types of organisms do cellular respiration, that's everything. So that includes plants. So plants, animals, bacteria, fungi, we all do cellular respiration. All right. A lot of people forget that plants also do this. A lot of people think that plants just do photosynthesis, but they actually are able to do both. So they can do photosynthesis and cellular respiration. And you're doing cellular respiration right now, and we're going to learn about what that means. And we do not have chloroplasts. That is something that only plants have, but we all have a mitochondria. So the mitochondria is where this is happening inside of a cell. Sometimes people say that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, and we'll learn about why that is. So in order to do cellular respiration, you need two things. You need oxygen from the air, and you need glucose, which again, remember, glucose is just a fancy way of saying sugar. All right, and what I think you guys are going to notice is that the things that you make at the end of photosynthesis are what we need at the start of cellular respiration. So these two processes are linked together. One of them makes those things and the other one needs to use it. So these two are related. And at the end of cellular respiration, so you're an animal, you have a mitochondria inside all of your cells. If you were to look really, really small, you're using oxygen and glucose, right? That oxygen is coming from the air that you breathe, and that glucose is coming from the food that you eat. And at the end, you have these two things inside of your body, and at the end, you're making water. And you're making carbon dioxide. All right, that water, you're either sweating or you're breathing it out, or when you go to the bathroom, you're getting rid of that water. And that carbon dioxide is every time you breathe out, that is carbon dioxide. So again, you're going to see that things that plants need to do photosynthesis, water and carbon dioxide, are the same things that we make. Right? So if we make carbon dioxide and we breathe it out, the plants can then use that to do more photosynthesis. Finally, this is kind of the big piece for today. Why is this process important? Cellular respiration is really, really important because it makes energy that all living things need. All right. This energy is called ATP. Okay, so if you see ATP, those three letters, just think energy. And I'm so sorry, I should actually add that up here as one of the things that's made ATP, which is energy. All right, so both of these processes are really, really important. And life on Earth would not be able to exist if there was only one. We need both if life is going to stay alive. All right, but I hope that helps you guys break it down a little bit. And the plan for today is attached to this email. I have some questions that you guys are going to answer. I want you guys to answer them the best that you can, and you can leave this video open with my notes, and I think that will help you out a lot. All right, send me an email or a message if you guys need any help. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a really good Wednesday, and I'll see you guys soon.